wear the bib, so.
You got it, mama? Don't drop it, okay? Because then we're frick.
Yeah, we got another outfit.
Boom, boom, boom. How you guys doing today? My name is James. This is Jen. Together we are Mom 40's got to edit that out.
You get it like muff.
Shut your ass up. Listen, anyways, this is your first time here. Like and subscribe. Look at me. I'm doing it early for you guys. So if you guys never been here, we just talk about ourselves in nice ways and funny ways. We talk about things that happen in the world. We have our very highly valued opinions because we're so popular. We get tons of views on our shorts and nobody fucking watches the full video and subscribes. Got to edit that curse out too. But anyways, today as a topic, don't get grease all over your cute outfit, okay? You can't even do up right now. You're stuck. You're trapped. Okay, you're trapped.
We just got in the car.
We just got in the car. So anyways, so today we just, you gotta say hi.
Oh, but you said who I am.
You don't gotta tell them who you are. You gotta at least be like, hi. Yeah, there you go. Jesus Christ. You just like, motherfucker looking for Jesus right now.
Hi.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about how we met. So, origin story. I was a young man at the age of 21. She was a young lady at the age of 19-ish, maybe?
Something like that.
Something like that. So, I got hired at a clothing store called Uniqlo. I don't know if they have it where you live. If not, so Uniqlo, I knew of. They had a store in Soho, and then they were making 2 other stores in Manhattan. So they did like this mass hiring thing. So I remember I got hired, and I was working in the Soho store. Who cares? Jen got hired also, but we didn't meet at Uniqlo. We've seen each other at Uniqlo, but we never met. We never
saw each other. Yes, we did.
At Uniqlo?
You always forget.
I never talked to you at Uniqlo.
Sometimes you would smile or like say hi. And then,
all right,
remember I had proof on my Facebook. For the longest, James kept saying we never spoke. But I'm like, so why did I know that you were annoying and too confident? Because I always used to tell him.
Yo, you were jumping the gun so much.
Oh, we're not starting there?
All right, go ahead.
So he swears that we never spoke. To this day, he will tell you we never spoke till the baby shower. That's the thing.
But I wasn't speaking either.
No. So before that, whatever. He said we didn't speak. We spoke a few times, but he was very like, I'm the shit. Hi, I'm here. I'm loud. And so that would turn me off because he just seemed like an asshole that was just ready to pick up any girl. And I was like, no, thank you.
Women like asshole.
No, there's a.
Yeah, but I was the fine line.
No, you were too much. You were too conceited. And he messaged me saying something like basically like he was like it, like basically trying like he had it in the bag already. That's the
that's like if I DM'd you and I was like, hey, 2 + 2 = 4. It's just true.
Anyways, so we had that one message, never ever spoke. We would sometimes smile at each other, rarely, and like he knew people that I knew, and so that's how we knew of each other. Now fast forward to the baby shower.
I'm not fast forwarding to the baby shower because I just want to point out all that stuff she was just talking about. We can't move past the fact that you thought you were the shit because I always remember the day. I always talk about it because it's funny. So at the store on 5th Avenue, right, they had a big ass escalator going to the 3rd floor. One day I'm like folding clothes like an idiot and I see her coming up the escalator. When she got off, this girl, first of all, she was mad young. She had more makeup on back then than she does now, right?
Yeah.
So she thought who the fuck she was.
So I used to get
She came walking up and we used to wear all black clothing. So she had these tight ass jeans on and she pulled them up, trying to strut her shit. Like, get out of here, you little bozo.
Mama used to call me culito parado. If you speak Spanish, you know what that is.
What's a
parado? I used to walk
parado?
like that, like with the butt poking.
That's parado?
Yeah, like it's lifted, like poking.
Oh.
But,
see, because that's, so even your mom knew.
But it wasn't like I thought I was the shit. It was just like, that's just how I walk.
Bro, you really thought you was the shit.
No,
really
but you can agree that some people think that that's like who I think I am because I'm serious. Like if you don't know me, I'm usually like serious.
People think she's mean. It's the funniest thing.
Yeah, but I'm not that. I'm far from that. I think.
Now, you know.
It's funny because should we share like how you say that I'm not like you used to think I had like that I was like hot, and then
what the hell is going on here?
James used to say that he used to think I was hot, and as he got to know me, I became cute.
Yeah, because your personality softened up the look. That's why. If you guys see her camera roll from like 2017, 2018, 2019, you'll be like, who the fuck you thought you were?
I used to like taking those pictures.
And then knowing you as a person, everything was just like...
It was lusty.
Try to be lusty.
But it worked because you was on it.
I was not on it.
Anyways.
I shot my shot.
Yeah, so he thought I was stank. I thought
you were young and dumb, which is fine. It happens.
I was smart for my age.
I mean, you're not smart yet, so like, I don't know. What do you mean I'm not smart? So anyways, all right, we'll fast forward to the, what is it?
To the baby shower. No, so we saw each other at the baby shower and we just said hi. I think he said like long time no see, and I was like, yeah. And then...
Yeah, it was outside.
And then that was it. And then months later, right? Because I had a jacket on during that time. And you hit me up in the summer. Oh, yeah. So it was months, maybe 2-3 months later, I get a DM. And who's it from?
This guy.
Mr. James. And how did
it was only months later?
Yeah, because I had like a...
Oh, I did the classic. This is what I said to every girl online, and it always worked for some reason. Why? Oh, this is a fucking old idiot. I said, hey, you.
That's what it was.
Always.
And then I put, hey.
It always works.
And then till this day, James laughs at me because in my head, like, I feel like I have a good, like, vibe of when a guy's trying to bag, or is trying to talk to you. But for some reason, I took it as like James was genuinely checking in and seeing how I was doing.
Now, I hope she realizes that there's no man in the world that actually wants to be a girl's friend.
Yeah, he says this a lot. I don't know.
And it's true. And if you don't have to ask anybody on the internet, because the only people who are going to agree with you are women. I'm telling you right now, there's nothing to be like, there's no friendship to be had with a girl. Every guy who's friend with a girl
you have a secret.
Is either gay or they want to have sex.
Maybe.
No, that's it.
But
no, that's
which I kind of believe. I do think like
you don't have to kind of believe.
I do think if you were to open that door with a guy friend, it can go there.
This is what it'll be like. The guy will be all friendly with you, friend zoned out of his mind. However, if you were ever like, I know we're really good friends, but like, would you hit it? And he'll be like,
I think that's true.
Absolutely.
But in my head, I don't know. I just thought like that James was just checking in, and also when James,
I was checking in,
he was trying to see how I was doing, and at that point, I thought
that's the game though, the incognito, because now you're like, oh, he's friendly.
Yeah, and so I had thought
he wants to know how I'm doing.
And at the point that I met James, I was over men, like. Yeah, so I had dated whatever. I had dated guys, and nothing worked out. Jesus,
what happened?
Well, when he hit me up, I was at a point in life where I was just like, I don't want to date anyone. Like, I'm so done with guys. This is mad loud. And I just wanted to be alone because I was just like fed up with men. And I think also because I had my whole little dad baggage stuff, you know, like not having a good relationship with my dad at that time. I think I just had this view of men that when James came, I was like, I don't know if I want to deal with it. But I was like, let me just let it happen anyway. And remember, so he hit me up, and then we had remember you swore that I liked you because you were a carpenter?
Yeah. Because I remember we were talking about jobs, and it was like kind of like a joke, and I was like, oh, I'm in the union. She's like, oh, really?
That's what he imagined. Mind you, it was just like, oh, really?
She got hyped.
And in his head, he swears that I was like jumping.
Look at me now.
He's no longer a carpenter.
I haven't been in one.
But, yeah, so that happened, and then we hung out like a week after we started talking, right? And then he ended the conversation like, what was what you said? If you want to talk, text me, or like, he said something and he put his number. So I was like, oh, let me just text him and see where this goes.
I want to see how much more he wants to check in.
No, once he gave me his number, I was like, oh, this is what we're doing. I understood. And then we hung out like a week later. And remember, we had like 2-3 dates. No, actually, our first date, James actually really impressed me. So in my head, I couldn't tell still if he was an asshole because I didn't know enough about him to know if he was a good guy or if he was like, he just had good game. And so the day of our first date, remember you left your phone at work. He had to work.
No, I did like a side job.
Yeah, it was a weekend.
And I left my phone in the guy's car, and I kept calling it from a payphone, and this guy would not find my phone. So I had no phone. So I had to go on Instagram.
From your dad's account.
I had to go, yeah, or like I opened my Instagram account on my dad's phone. My dad had like a whack ass Android at this point. So I had to like open that up, go on Instagram, get her number, and like just use my dad's phone. And I was like, Dad, I got a date. I really need your phone. And
I thought it was so cute because at first he was like, I left my phone. Like he DM'd me saying he left his phone. So in my head, I'm like, oh, he's flaking, done with him. And then he was like, well, you know, we could still meet up. I'm gonna use my dad's phone. And I was like, oh, he actually is like trying for our first date. So I was already like, he clearly keeps his word. So we went on our little date. Remember, didn't you kiss me on?
I did.
Mind you, I don't like to kiss on first date. I just don't. I just like, I like to.
butt.
Oh yeah, he was hype. He went like a little like
A little tush tap.
like a confident like, oh, I'm gonna get you. And I was like, oh, and then oh, and then whatever 2-3 dates after that, we kept
Now
saying,
what I get told when I slap your butt? Put it my back on. It's so hard. I'd be like this. They think this girl's dying and shit.
I get touched out, and sometimes he does it.
No, my back.
It's just like, and sometimes I don't want to be. And then the way he does it.
Where's this car?
Shut up.
Somebody eat the street.
It's mad low. But yeah, whatever. Then 2-3 days later, we started talking about like, oh, like, do you want to be official? Are you talking to anyone else? And we were both not talking to anyone, so it actually worked in our favor that we didn't have to have that conversation. And we kept saying like, we should wait to make it official. It's too good to be true. Remember? It's so
yeah,
crazy.
like mad stupid, like little young losers.
Like, no, this feels too amazing. We need to wait and make sure it doesn't change. And then eventually, I think like maybe a few days after that, because
It was only like 3 weeks, I think.
yeah, no, like a month. Yeah.
Oh yeah, September 17th.
Oh, dumb. We should.
Yeah, we started talking like August 17th. I think it was like
Yeah, it was like August 7th we hung out, and
Oh,
then
that's what it was.
September 17th we made it official in the park. So we
That's
did
also our wedding day.
yeah. Which
How
was
lit
pretty
did that work out?
Yeah, we were so hyped because we wanted that day. So it worked out that it was a Friday, the day of our wedding. So we had it for that anniversary date. But so we moved. It's weird because I feel like we moved fast, but like even moving in, we took our time.
We took our time on everything, but
When did we say we
but-
love you? I don't remember. That was, I think, early on, like 3 months in, 3-4 months. Because was it after my birthday?
I love you now.
I hope so. But then, yeah, we took a while to move in. And even to move in, that was like a whole conversation, remember?
Yo, everyone says this is where it gets ruined.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So,
There you got water. What the?
oh, I have that little bone. So before we moved in, we would always hear people say like, you know, everything changes for the worse.
Bro, ain't no
Or not for the
fucking
worst,
thing.
but
Nothing
everything
changed.
changes. And so we started getting in our heads like, oh my God, like we genuinely really enjoyed our relationship. And we were, what, 3 years in at that point? Maybe,
Yeah.
right? 3 years in. So we were like, damn, what if it changes our relationship? Like, and it messes it up. So we had this fear of that happening. So we were like, okay, what if I go over to his place a few days out of the week and the weekend to kind of like wet our feet with the idea. And then eventually we were like, okay, we've been doing this for a while, like what is gonna happen? Birthday. So whatever, then we set a date to move in. I packed my bags, I have my garbage bags.
Yo, let me tell you something. And where she used to live, right? Her mom and her sister shared a closet for all their stuff. This girl had bags filled with shit that could have never fit in this closet. She had like 8 garbage bags.
Yeah, it was
Shit.
a lot of garbage bags. And then him and his dad, remember you guys came to pick me up? I was crying
Yeah.
that day. I was so sad. Like I was happy to like start that with James.
Yeah, but
I
everybody was crying.
Yeah, everybody was crying, but I was so sad. And my mom, remember that day she went to church? I think it was like her way of like escaping. Like I don't think she was ready to officially say bye, so she tried to like escape right before. But I was so sad because I loved living like.
Yeah, your brother thought like he was definitely about to cry too.
Yeah, because we were all really like close at that time, and then I mean I'm still really close with my sisters, obviously.
What happened,
But
Mama? What you need?
I was just like, you know, you're just in each other's company all the time. But then once we moved in, it didn't change anything. We were like, what was?
But then also, I feel like before that though, like you were, like, cause we were like, she would come over like once or twice a week to sleep over, and then, like, what I would say, we were like, we'll start doing 4 days a week. We'll see all that, and it was just like, bro, just move the fucking.
Yeah, eventually it was like, all right, what's the joke? And then honestly, nothing changed. I don't know if this maybe. I do think that we were like ourselves.
You have my phone?
Oh, right here.
What's on, man?
I feel like we were ourselves early on, like
enough to where like there wouldn't be like whoa, I never expected this from you.
Yeah, which is nice. I feel like we even like when I think about our first date, I'm like we as people have not really changed.
Oh, damn, bro, we were doing good.
I know, but I think that's what helped us. Like there were no surprises because it was like he knew what he was getting, and I knew what I was getting with him. It does.
They were
right?
doing like so good.
Oh, that's not true.
It's like the video from hell. The papitas.
Oh my god,
baby. You motherfucker.
Yeah, nothing changed, and I feel like because we were ourselves, that helped because there was literally no surprises. I would say like during that time, that's when I was still a little cuckoo. So like I would just get mad at dumb stuff.
Oh, that.
So maybe I guess that was the only change. That it was like there were a little bit more arguments because I would get mad at him for dumb stuff, which was me in the beginning, until I worked through that. But that was the only. Huh? Well, now I feel like the arguments are very different compared to what they were then.
No.
Yeah, that you are part of.
My reaction. I guess.
But yeah, I feel like besides that, we both knew what we were getting, and so when we moved in together, like we just had more time together, and that reminds me. What's wrong, Mama?
You're being a pain in the ass.
What, babe?
Guess what, Alaska? On the way home, you gonna
want
sleep.
Granola bar? Yeah.
Yes, you can both make a fucking mess. Yo, dude, let me tell you guys something real quick. The other day, she gave a granola bar to the baby. Oh my god! I came in the car the next morning to drive to work. It looked like she was just like in her seat, not the baby seat, hers.
I told you it was crumbs.
And I'm like, why is there so many crumbs here?
Oh.
Animal? Yeah, animal.
Yeah, Mama's giving you a snack bar.
Granola bar.
Okay, look, baby, Mama gave it to you.
4.7 miles.
Baby.
Southern State Parkway.
I gave you another one.
The best parkway in New York City. It's not even New York City. What do you even think? What do you even think? Alaska, you know you're the cutest thing ever? If you guys go and see her outfit.
What? Mama, I don't understand.
This video's gonna suck.
What?
There's gonna be like 10 minutes of like just.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a lot of editing.
And waiting to delete.
But
don't do it.
Where were we? It was moving in. Then we moved in.
Ball.
And then you proposed. Maybe.
As we talking about the proposal?
Oh, we could.
Like real quick.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck is going on right now. What's wrong,
Mama,
baby?
I don't have nothing else. I just gave you a granola bar.
Have the granola bar, Mama. I don't know what that is.
I think she's repeating.
Alaska, when we get out, okay, we're gonna do that head, okay? I promise. That hey. We're gonna do that hey. Okay, so then yeah, so then we lived together. Everything was good. We were eating. We were definitely getting fat. That's for sure. We was eating, and I was drinking.
Yes, I gained like
back
20
in the good
pounds.
old days. Yeah, I definitely gained weight too. It was fun though to live together.
To live like if we don't live together anymore.
It's different now.
Oh, it's very different.
Someone else in the house.
Yeah, I feel like we had a lot of fun, especially during COVID. That's when we were living life.
You know what's crazy? Like when you think about it, like I feel like pre-Alaska, it was more fun. Now it's just like more fulfilling, I guess.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
And I feel like we didn't do a lot. Like me and James didn't go out a lot.
Wait, yeah, we did?
In
the hell are you talking about?
But I mean, like,
no, for a long time we went out.
But when we moved in, remember we stopped going out.
No, because the stupid season that happened, the stupid thing that they LIE'd about.
I moved in 2019. We had a whole year.
So what? That whole year? It was started in 2019.
No, it started 2020.
Dumbass.
No, the lockdown happened 2020.
No, it all started 2019. When we came back after the proposal, what are you talking about?
We got proposed. You proposed to me.
We got proposed to by who? Who proposed to us?
You proposed March 2020, you idiot. How you forgot the year you proposed?
I proposed in
March 3rd, exactly.
Yeah,
you
right.
forgot. Now what are you gonna give me?
Fucking slap across your
Give
forehead. What you give me? Give you a papow.
But yeah, we stopped going out. Once I moved in, we got comfortable and we would have like occasionally, not occasionally, we would go out maybe like once a month, I would say.
I don't know. This is like 5 years ago. You don't even remember this.
It wasn't that. But anyways, that's besides the point. What I was gonna say was that
we used to go out all the time. We went to a restaurant like 4 days a week.
when I lived in Harlem, because that's like that would be like our way to go out. Like we would go out to
Yeah, because I worked in Manhattan. She lived in Manhattan.
yeah, so we would meet up to eat. But once
we
I
went to
moved
so
in-
many spots, man. Remember how many spots we went to?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I miss that shit, bro. I miss
Yeah, we
going
went
to
out
like
a
different
lot.
spots.
And then once I moved in, there's not that much shit around. Over
R.I.P.
there.
El Centro.
So we used to love that place.
R.I.P. man.
But
R.I.P. Do you remember that place? I really want to have their burger, but I think they think they're too hot. Minetta's Tavern. Remember
is that where we
there?
went? They kind of were like, oh,
They were like ass when they were like, this is what they said. We were like, oh, we just party at 2, whatever. And they were like, we have a spot. Maybe like if you come back, this was like 7 o'clock. The guy was like, maybe like 10:45. Bro, I don't want a burger that bad. I love me a burger, but Jesus Christ.
And we went somewhere else and got another burger.
Oh
but,
shit, look,
your
cause you
exit.
don't shut up.
But we used to go out all the time, and then once I moved in, there's nothing by where we live. There's like 3 spots, so you get tired of eating at the same spot. So eventually, we just started eating at home, or like ordering. We would order in, and then COVID hit. Oh wait, I can't say that, right? So I guess bleep me out. But
Yeah,
then that hit, and we really stopped.
You heard about me
going out.
getting canceled about shit. They'll really shut your channel down. You say that fucking word.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I keep forgetting. That I feel like for me and James, like we could literally be anywhere as long as like we're together. We just like I feel like we have fun. Remember in the Poconos that was trash.
I was about to say the Poconos trip was ridiculous.
We've had a few trips or just like a few experiences that they are trash, and I feel like somehow we just like laugh at it, like it's like this shit sucks, and we just laugh, and then like so I feel like our time has always been like. As long as we're together, we are genuinely like that's enough. Like we don't have to be out in a bar to be like, oh, this is fulfilling us. But it's true what you say. Like I feel like before we laughed more.
Hey, you said we can't be in a bar, but yeah, it's like every video that we at home, I've got the drinking monster.
Well, James brings the bar to his house, but
It just makes it sound.
oh yeah, like you sure you don't enjoy the drinks? But yeah, so I feel like James said, I feel like we were more playful, more just like living together, spending time with each other, and just like being together. And now it's like, okay, we're kind of focused on her because she's still little, and we get our little bursts of like that little together time.
Yeah. I wish we just had more of our solo time.
Me too.
Would be nice.
That's I like Dali, thank God, my sister. If it wasn't for her, we'd be fucked. Well, we would have had. I think at that point we probably would have been forced to look for a babysitter. But maybe not, because I don't know. I'm still in that stage where like I don't really trust people with her unless I guess I meet a babysitter for long enough that then I'm like.
That's the thing. You have to go on like a date with them and shit. You know what I'm saying?
A few dates, because I feel like even one is not enough. But if we didn't have Dali, we'd be screwed. Because we gotta date once every like 2 months, month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah. Then we gotta ask them about their views.
What?
We gotta ask them about their views.
That's cool about their
Babysitter. If we
What are
get
you
one.
talking about?
If we get a babysitter.
Oh, their point of view. I thought you meant like a view.
What are they, a window?
I don't know. Well,
Bro,
yeah,
what?
because we don't want like somebody that their ideas don't align with ours.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just a little bit much right now. Maybe when she's a little bit older, but I don't want to do it right now. But anyways, if it wasn't for Dali, I don't know where we'd be. Because and even that's short because we only got like 4 hours together. Yeah, me and James have been talking like recently about like Alaska having a sleepover.
What?
I mean, when she starts sleeping over at like my mom's house, his parents' house, and it's like I'm like excited for that. Like I can't wait for the day that happened, but I'm also not ready for it. So it's like this weird feeling of like I can't wait for that.
I think I'm like fake ready.
Yeah, like I want that day to come so that me and James could spend time alone and have like hours of alone time, because it's hard too. We go out and then we come home and it's like,
and it's
to
like,
prep
oh,
her.
parenting.
Yeah, so it's like if you have a few drinks, then you gotta come home and you gotta take care of the child and you gotta put her to bed, and it's like a whole thing. Like it's
And then
just
it's
a
like
whole
every
process.
bit of alcohol I had
Comes out.
gone.
Yeah, you sober up real quick.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the sleepovers will be nice. I just feel like I'm not ready for that, and I don't think she is either. Cause like she's fine if people are around and we're still around. I feel like if we leave, she expects us to come back in 2-3 hours.
That's true, yeah.
So like, I don't know, for a sleepover it'd be hard. So we've been talking about me sleeping over with her at my mom's house just to see how she does, and then eventually maybe like when she's like 2.5, close to 3, maybe closer to 3 actually. I wouldn't even do 2.5. I don't think I'm ready for that. But she loves my sister, so I don't think she'd have any issue with that.
Yeah, when she's
Well, she loves
around,
both of them, but she has like a nurturing connection with them.
when she's in my house, my daughter,
She forgets
she forgets like who keeps her alive.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, it's been a pleasure. It's been Real. Love you so much.
Almost, mama.
Like and subscribe. Deuce in your caboose. Bye.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Oh, you're gonna say bye, but you don't say hi?
What?
Because he didn't say hi, but he said bye.
Oh,